Any parent knows getting kids to go to bed can sometimes be a real challenge, but making sure children and teens get enough sleep is so important to their growth, overall health, and ability to do well in the school year. And here to tell us how much sleep students need and how to help them get it is Dr. Hiren Muzumdar, the co-director of the Pediatric Sleep Evaluation Center of UPMC Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh. Good morning.
Morning.
I feel like you're going to give us tips for adults too, because sleep is so important for everyone, but we know those long days at school are really hard for kids.
So since you bring up adults, we can use them as a reference point. Adults need at least 7 hours. That's the consensus of sleep per day.
Okay.
But high schoolers probably need something like 8 to 9 hours, and middle schoolers probably need 9 to 10 hours of sleep.
Wow.
One of the things that children are designed to do, particularly in middle school and high school, is wake up later. And so through the vacation, they're waking up later through those 2 months.
Yeah,
and
10, 11 o'clock in the morning, right?
And so now we have to reset them, their wake time, to the time that school starts. And so the most sensitive point, or the most effective point where you can make that change, is wake up time. So you need to get them gradually. Hopefully you've been planning this and waking them up 15 minutes to half an hour early, starting a week or so before school, so that by the time school starts, you're waking them up at the time they need to wake up. Now that seems paradoxical, right? I'm telling you to have them wake up earlier so they're sleeping less. But the idea is you want them to have that catch-up sleep in the evening. And one way to ensure that is to limit or prevent napping. And so we wake up early, we reset our clock, and we don't take naps, and we're able to fall asleep in time.
Okay, so if kids are already back to school and they're having problems now, is it okay to kind of shock the system and just power through avoiding that nap in the afternoon? Is that a good way to do it?
If you just can't avoid the nap, you want to restrict it to maybe 15-20 minutes, so you're drinking some sleep, you're feeling refreshed, it's a power nap, but it's not interfering too much with your ability to fall asleep at night.
Okay, and so let's say your teen is saying, I just can't fall asleep at 9 o'clock, Mom, I can't do it. How do you encourage healthy habits before bedtime?
So the reason your teen is saying that is because it's naturally the hardest for us to fall asleep in the 2 hours before our natural bedtime. So we want to work towards making all the signals that make us wake up earlier start working. And so one of those signals is minimizing light exposure 2 hours before the time that you want them to wake up. And these days, light exposure is often screen time.
Right.
So phones, TV, computers. And one of the things you can do is minimize, but also before that, you want to reduce the intensity of the light.
Okay.
And you want to switch that light towards the yellow spectrum, because the light that resets our clock is most effective at the blue spectrum.
So maybe like a lamp that has a yellowish tint to the bulb or something?
Exactly.
Okay.
Or LED lights these days, you get them at different spectra. The one that's about 2700 Kelvin is yellow.
Okay.
Also, your phones typically have settings which have a night setting, so that becomes dimmer and more yellow in the evening. So those are all useful apps that you can make use of.
Thank you so much, Dr. Muzumdar. And we want to thank all the experts from UPMC Children's Hospital for these important tips for parents and grandparents with students starting off a new school year. And remember, you can get help anytime with the new Children's Hospital mobile app we talked about at the beginning of the hour. You can download it for free as a valuable tool for parents, teachers, and caregivers.